Hello, fellow Mythrunians! Welcome to another weekly live stream. Thanks for joining me tonight as we work on some stucco material, looking for desert building material that'll kind of blend in, be kind of like that ancient style clay brick with stucco, or plaster, I guess. So that's what we're working on tonight. Like to thank the patrons who are scrolling there in the lower left. Help me keep the lights on and so on. Let me see. I got to get my little doohickey. I think we'll start out. I'm going to show you the website that I've been working on. So I've got the new website functional. So I'm working on a bunch of things at once here because it took me like an hour and a half to figure out how to upload this site somewhere where we could look at it. So this is what it is so far. I'm going to tweak some things. I want the little dragon up here in the corner. I also would like this background image to be selected based on time of day, but we'll see if we can get fancier later. But yeah, so I've got places for stuff. I was really working on sort of the downloads page, which would show, which have a place to download the stuff. Still working on adding back a download counter, but I think this looks okay. I also worked on loading the CSV files so that I could actually just have the change log generated, but that's still in progress. Yeah, so I went back and mapped what all of my internal release names turned out to be in the actual Mythruna releases, because that's the data I will use to fill in this release column, or to separate these by release and associate them with the appropriate version. Because basically this page will just have one big change log sorted by release. But yeah, so this was fun. And then I think it's not linked, but there should have been. Well, thank you. I'm not 100% happy with the size of some of the text and stuff. The styling I'm still working on. There should have been a test releases. Yeah, so you can actually it's not linked yet, but there's a release archive, and I've only got 2 of the pages made, but essentially they'll all be here, and you can go and jump to them and download the old versions. And somewhere like this, I'll make a link to the really old engine. But yeah, so this is what I'm doing. It took me a long time to learn Hugo enough to get this to generate like I wanted, and learn about all the ins and outs of, because having it automatically calculate the download size is a huge win for me. Anything I can do automatically at this point. And so now, to cut a new release, I would just have to put the files in the right folder, copy this page to a new one, and change this value basically, and then everything else regenerates from that. Except for that, because that's even not matching. So yeah, I'll actually fix that, because that's a problem right now, is that this is still an old. Anyway. So yeah, so that'll be huge for me, and then I could just run an upload script, which is what I was spending the last hour and a half working on. Which is why I don't have a whole lot prepared for the live stream. So I was trying to create a new material because last week we were hacking an actual JME JMonkey Engine J30 file, so it wasn't even real blocks, and I'd like to be able to regenerate the blocks. So I was creating a material, the initial material. Hey Max, hey. And thanks, Oak. I meant to say, I don't know if I said that before. So let me make a new block type here. We'll reskin this one, and we'll call this clay brick. Not clay burk, but clay brick. That's teeny tiny little text there. And then we shall pick the clay brick texture, create the reskin. Okay, so now we've got something that I can use in the block editor to make a little temporary test of stuff. Okay, so let's save the blocks, compile the blocks, compile the materials. That's all good. And I used cobble because similar to cobble, there'll only be some block shapes that are allowed. Like stone has all the shapes, but cobble has limited shapes because it doesn't make sense to have like some upside down. From a structural perspective, it would fall apart. And so it encourages the player to use stone instead in those cases. Okay, so let's make... I wanted to compare it with sand, so I'm going to make a ground with some sand and dirt. Oops. That's probably good enough. So you get to watch me edit blocks in Blockhead here, which is part of the open source Moss stuff, available for early access to patrons. Although in the open source version, it's just colored blocks for the most part. Okay, so let's make a little clay brick house. Boink, 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 boink. Oops, boink, boink. Nothing fancy. Actually, I do want to make it a little bigger. Let me go ahead and do one of the walls for the front. Backwards. There you go. Alright, and then I want to see, well, let's just do it like this. And then I will make a floor. What is it? Slab down. So I'm trying to think of how a desert dwelling might be built. Of course, there would be more detail and stuff, and maybe a little window in the side here. And then I just want to see how this compares to dirt as well, because ultimately I'm going to use this to help me drill in on a proper color for all the things. So I will include some desert-like scenery in here. In fact, the inside would probably also be dirt. Alright, so that's our little clay brick house. Save as clay house test. Alright, exit. And then over here, I think I want to let's copy Blockhead. Main shaper. I can't type today. It's always good. Blocks files. Oh, there's a large beetle flying around in my office. I hope that's what that is. Not a stinging insect. No, it seems a little too clumsy for a hunter. Okay, I'm not worried about it. Scripter, materials, models. Okay. What I want is, we were playing with the brick last time. Remember this stuff? Excuse me. So, yeah, so this is where we left off last time, right? We had the not stucco, it's sand, but it's kind of coming through. Um, so anyway, I want to change this out for the model we just did, and that'll fix the lighting, because the reason this lighting is weird is because of the way, because it was reskinned ice, and ice lets light through and stuff, and so it gets that shading. So what I was doing was I was looking up what I need to. I think I need all of these. Let me just take it all and put this over in my materials file. Doink. Okay, that should work. And then stealing all the things. And what we want is to load a block set. Calculate the side masks. Yeah, we want everything here. I'm going to steal this and redo it. If false, okay, so if true, do the things. We want the file, which in this case we'll just say new file. Actually, we could do it relative to the scripter config. Yeah, let's do that. Do I already do that anywhere in here? Nope. Okay. Boy, for something in the house just made everything sneezy. Yeah, see, I don't think this works. Just trying to see. Oh, this is not where I need to be looking. I need to be looking over here. Not here, but nearby. Scripter. And then source main. So how was everybody's week? Anything cool going on? So I think that's what I need. Projector, yeah. So new file. Let's just call this root equals models, and what do we call it? We called it clay house test dot blocks. Okay, log in. We're going through integration of a large, poorly thought out project. Oh man, that's the worst. Yeah, it's funny how much better things go when they're properly planned out, and how badly they go when they are not. Okay, so let's make sure we nope. See, things are not working. No such property file. Oh, yeah, duh. Okay, let's do this. Still not working. Such property scripter config. But we should be. I guess we don't import tool. Yeah, now we do. All right. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it goes better. Oh, I gotta load materials too. Where did materials come from? That was probably in the load files. Yep. Alright, so we want to steal this too. We'll put this up here. Call it load files equals assets. Boink, boink. Huge project started by someone who was days away. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. There was one time we were replacing, we were writing the software that was supposed to replace this IBM mainframe and stuff at a telemarketing company. They had like, I don't know, I want to say like 200 telemarketers, you know, that would use these terminals, and it would run them through forms, you know, to call people and run through the forms for like collecting for charities and things. We were replacing that system, and they hated the old system so much that we were going to be starting, you know, our install that weekend, and so they called IBM and had IBM rip out all the stuff on Friday. And so they had no fallback when our stuff wasn't working right. It was taking longer to. So yeah, the pressure was on. We were basically living there 24 hours a day. Yeah, that was not fun. Not fun at all. All this is good. We want to say materials equals null. But we're going to set it right here. And then down here, we want to, or up here rather, when we'll say load files. Probably I could have just left this out, but load files app asset manager. See if this is going to fail. Nope, it is. It did, but not in this way I thought it was going to. Oh, neat. Nice. That's kind of cool. Congratulations. They must see something in you that they decided could be used, you know, to help manage the whole people, all the group, right? Okay. Yay. Alright, so we loaded the materials. We found the file. I will actually just say here. Oh, not here. Loading mob blocks and materials. Okay. Loading blocks and materials. Yep. Oh, it just says blocks and materials. It's all my fault. I'm sure you'll do fine. Yeah, one time in my career, I was a deputy division manager. I managed like 20 people, um, sort of, and then I demoted myself and went back to coding. And now I keep getting sucked back into leadership positions, and so like now I spend half my time making sure everyone else is doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then I don't get to write as much code. Um, though today I did. Only it's because it was like the tricky stuff. So it took me all day to do something that sounds simple. I was trying to get something to fail in a particular way, and getting it to fail in that way without adding basically in a unit test, I wanted it to fail in a particular way, but in order to get it to fail that way, it's not normally supposed to be able to happen. It is a really good opportunity. We can do some really cool modifications. I only agree with no personnel actions. I'm not trying to babysit or approve. Yeah, yeah. I unfortunately picked up people again, so I have like direct reports again, and they don't even work for me. So it's like, I mean, like I don't work with them day to day, which makes it more tricky. Anyway, I was saying something before. Oh yeah. So get a unit test to fail in a certain way. We don't know why it fails that way in production. I can't make the code fail that way, and I added like a safety net so that if it does fail that way, we catch more information and so on and so forth. But in order to test that, I had to make it fail, and since I don't know how to make it fail like it does in production, I had to, force it to fail by like hacking into the code. Test code has obviously access to more stuff, but I wanted to hack in a way that wasn't going to also make it easier for regular developers to screw things up, So I ultimately settled on, I think, a decent compromise that I think will work out. Anyway, I was able to finally, after all day, I was able to get it to fail and trigger my safety net code that dumps all the things, and then of course I could see that the dump of the information was really ugly, and so then I had to fix that. Okay, so now I've got that in, and so I should be able to say add model blocks. Wink. Whee! Alrighty then. We've got our little thing. That's not bad for clay. I mean, it's ugly clay work I figured out why this didn't seam properly, and it has to do with how I created this soft transition. Like you can see in here, if I go back and turn on the color and turn on the thing that makes it, have that gradient, it's doing it at the edges too, because that particular technique doesn't like edges, so I have to do a trick in order to make that work. Let's go ahead and fix that real quick. Maybe you'll learn something. So what I'm going to do, turn it off for now. Again, this is not the real texture anyway, but I didn't have my background in there. And I don't know if we have the background in here even. I think I maybe forgot to put it. Nope, it's there. Okay. Alright, so let's go back over here. So here's a trick. You want your effect to be around the edges, to let it, do its thing. First of all, I'm going to confirm that we really are tiling. And how I do that is by taking two of these, moving one all the way over to the side like this, and the other all the way over to the other side like this, Yeah, so see, they don't quite line up. Because I mean, we did it quick and dirty, but I was just curious. So, like, technically, we could fix this. So let's. If I merge these together, is it going to get rid of my effects? It did. Okay. So, let's make a duplicate of this one. Let's turn off all the effects. Oh, it made a duplicate of both of them. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's delete this one. Merge these two together. Whoops. Cancel. Control E. Oh, I must have hit something else. Okay, so then we'll copy these effects. Copy. And layer style, paste. Okay, so now I've got a busted up one. With all the effects. And you know what? To do what I want to do, let's go ahead and just temporarily, we'll just fix this real quick. I guess I think I still got my brush set up. So we'll just repair these a little bit. Just because that's my way. And they say perfect can be the enemy of good, but you know, it doesn't hurt to tweak things a little bit. I mean, it's really a waste of time because I'm going to throw this whole texture away. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, at least it tiles now. Most part. Okay. So then, to get the effect we want, I'm going to have to do a similar thing. And because we don't actually chop top to bottom, I only have to do this in one direction. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'll take my canvas size. I'm going to make it wider by some amount. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to double it just because. So make it wider. Yeah, turn off all the things. Oh, that's interesting because we... Oh yeah, because I made it from a bunch of bigger ones. That's interesting. I don't actually want that though. So let me come back here. I'm going to select everything, and I'm going to crop. So now when like now all the stuff that's off the side that we can't see, should go away when I expand this. Nope. Okay. Well, we will then select inverse and then delete. There we go. I don't trust that stuff because it didn't go through my little repair job. And so what we'll do is we'll take a duplicate of this one, we'll move it over here. I mean, you're going to think I just undid something to redo it again, but trust me. Okay, so now we've got all those. Now we take those together and we merge them. Okay. Then we copy the effects here with the inner glow. Layer style, copy. Layer style, paste. Okay. So now we've got nicely tiled. I like to duplicate layers. I'm really bad about it. Just to keep the original. So we're going to rasterize that layer style. So we're going to call this flattened. Color. Okay. And then we're going to want to do the same thing without the color pieces to get the bump map. So we will duplicate this layer, and we will rasterize this one as well. So, I mean, part of the reason I'm doing this is because I feel like it's educational. Hopefully you guys learn something. Because this texture is obviously garbage, but so flatten bumps. And then we will duplicate that to make flattened normals. And this one we will say filter 3D normal map. Looks good to me. And so then now we come back here, we say canvas size 256. We get our canvas back to the way we wanted it, but now everything whoa. But so now everything should tile correctly. Oh, frick. I screwed up. So delete you. Oh, we need to go back. Rasterize. Yeah, so we don't want to do that. We'll go back to... Yeah, so we've got flattened color, but it doesn't have all the colors in it because I didn't fix my background. So we need to go back to before I rasterized the layer style. Okay, and we'll turn these off, turn you on, duplicate you, duplicate layer, and we move you over here, duplicate again, move you over here. A lot of times it pays to go ahead and start your stuff bigger than you need it and then cut it down. Just can get to be a pain. Okay, and so then what we'll do is instead of rasterizing this, we will say Control A, Control Shift, and then Control V, and then we'll say so this will have everything in it, and this is flattened color. Okay, and so then we should turn off this. We want the inner glow, and oh yeah, we're going to do the same thing with this, only duplicate layer, and I'm going to turn both these on, move you all the way over to here, and then just grab both of you and move you over. Oops. Oh yeah, it is locked, isn't it? Ah, man. Clicking the wrong things all the time. So it's just a black layer. I don't worry about where it's lined up. Okay, so now we've got that. We'll come up here. Control A, Control Shift V, Control V, Control Shift G. Right. So now we've got our bumps, flatten bumps. Man, I cannot. I'm sorry, I'm spending so much time on this. Duplicate layer, flattened normals, and this one we'll use the filter. I liked on Photoshop, I had the NVIDIA plugin for doing normal maps, and I liked that one because it would show a little 3D object rotating around, so you could see how the lighting affected it. But I've done enough normal maps that I kind of get a feel for them by looking at them. So, all right, so we've got all the things, and now we're going to say image canvas size 256. Okay, so all this to say, spend a lot of time making this tile better, making this texture I'm not even going to use tile better. It's always weird when it, yeah, it's weird. And why are you, oh no. Wait. Why are you back to, oh, because I've got this turned on. I turned on the wrong thing. I was freaking out because it had edges again. Is this stupid? I gotta get rid of these. Delete. They're gonna screw me up. Okay, so flatten bump. So save as, export as PNG. Bumps. Save. Yes, replace it. And now decolor. Export as PNG. The one that doesn't have to be PNG, but I prefer the lossless. There we go. And we'll go ahead and save our PSD so that later when I start killing Firefox sessions, I won't lose my data. Okay. And I think all we need to do is restart and it'll pick up the new textures. But we shall see. Well, something. Oh, so something in my script is still engaging that remaps the. So if I do this, it should clear up. Yeah. So something in here is still remapping the. Who is doing it? Load test material. Load files. Something is calling set material. The thing for the reloading of the frag. So basically, when we first start, it's gonna. I need to change this because we want to only do it to. Well, for now, we don't want to do it at all. I want to just play with something for a second. Okay, so we're good. Let me just check. So yeah, I mean, I knew that this seam here was going to be a problem because it even was a problem in Photoshop. But now, at least everything tiles correctly. It's not super critical, and I don't like the color. I actually found some. I looked on the web and I found some. Where did I put it? Not here. Oh, by the way, the forum is working. You can't join if you don't already have an account. It's read-only. Well, it's not read-only. If you have an account already, you can post. So I found this. How did people build during desert in the Middle Ages? So this article has some of what I was thinking of. Oh, no, it's not this one. Oh, don't tell me. Okay, continue reading. This one. Yeah, so this, right? These kind of, you can see the brick underneath, and then the stucco that's put on the outside is not that different of a color, but in my case, I'm going to make it lighter. I'm going to have it skew more towards like the sand. But so I want like a more orangey, pinky brick underneath. And if we scroll down here, like see, this is the coloring I would like. Because I like that idea of that pinkish white. Yeah, here's like the toy version, right? But this is exactly the kind of effect I was thinking of. Yeah, the brick breaking through the plaster. Yeah, so I want brick more of this orangey color, and then the plaster more of a pink color. Let me go ahead and download this into my References. Not now, because that would mess up where my browser's pointing. Okay, but I will pull this into its own window. Alright, so that's a problem for another time. We're working on the layering aspect, and I'm trying to get that to the point where it's ready to integrate. And let me move this model to, let's say, blocks, move, -5, 0, -5. Is that backwards? Nope. That's almost exactly right. Okay, so now we've got it in a place that's a little easier to find when we first start out. Let's see what it looks like inside. Doop, doop, doop. Hey, we're looking out the window at nothing. But yeah, so, I mean, we can use our imaginations and think about what I'm doing. Anyway, alright, so then, now to have it use the new material, but only for the right material. So I'm going to re-enable, let's see, remap texture. And we're going to, we're going to pass the material. We'll call it remap materials. But what we want to do is we want to go models each and models depth first search. New scene graph visitor adapter, I think. Yep. And then I think it's just visit geometry. There's something I gotta do system. I gotta print lines in here. Print line. Mat geom get material. Is that gonna compile? Yes, it did. Okay, so now we can say remap materials, load test material. And I shouldn't need all those things anymore. So load test material, load test material. What was its parameters? Nothing. Test material. And let's go back to here. And for now, if false, oh, we're still going to need to do the sand. Because we don't have a stucco texture yet. Whoop, we failed. Things went wrong. Things went very wrong. Texture. Oh yeah. Oopsie. No property test material for class script 11. I tell you what, one of the best things, so we used Groovy at my day job on the previous project that I was on for 8 years ago. One of the best things we did was we would catch these threads, these stack traces, and we'd filter out everything that wasn't script related so that it was much easier to find this line. Like we filter out all the Java stuff. test material. Test material. There we go. Got a little further this time. What do we got? What do we got a problem with now? Depth first search. Okay, so it is something else. Scene depth first traversal. Yeah. All right. Now we're failing for a different reason. No signature method. Depth first traversal is accurate. Model. Doink. Yay! There we go. Okay, so now we're doing it and we're finding all the things. And see, we got name. So I can name, if it's clay brick, I can replace it. And so if clay brick equals geom material name, geom set material or material girl. All right. Yay! I mean, it's not working right, but yay! That is because we still need to set the. Why do we get that weird kind of seam there? All right. So the reason that is because I did this, right? We still need all that stuff. There we go. All right, so we've got our texture only applied to the thing. So we spent an hour getting set up to do further development, but it's important to me because the lighting is better now. It's more like what is real in the game, and so we could play. Well, next step is what is the next step? So I need to start parametrizing. Yeah, see, in reality, what I will do is there will be a clay brick material and a clay brick with stucco material. Only 46 minutes. Yeah, technically. You are technically correct, and that is the very best kind of correct. Okay, so what I need to do is start modularizing how, because I don't want to have to hack a new shader every time I want to mix two things together. So I want to start parameterizing how some of this works so that I can use the same material for like dirt in the cobblestones, the same material for, you know, other things where I might want to layer two materials together, you know, maybe with different parameters for how much noise to put in and so on and so forth. You know, moss on wood or something, you know, I don't know. So I want to turn some of this into parameters. I really like the way that looks at the ground there. And so the other thing that really bugged me is how much code we had to duplicate just to extract the color of one layer. So I kind of want to, is this where no, that's the scripting guide. So it's material modularization. What I want to do, I want to make sure that the fractal noise mix is parameterized, that the well, crap. Oh no. So I'm yeah, I want to make sure that's true, but also the retrieving the diffuse, the color from one texture set should be modularized. Modularized. So like for this, it means the various periods or the different noise levels. The the step parameter, the smooth step parameters, transition, boundary, transition, boundary. But this is the one that really bugged me last time, and if we wanted to add more layers, it's going to get worse, because this whole block of code here we had to repeat later just to retrieve from a different texture set. So I would like to pull this out into its own function that ends up with what we're adding to, that what we're going to set. Yeah, so let me see. So before we do that, let me temporarily turn off, I think we could just say 0. Nope. If def Kilroy, it's not anything defined. I screwed up. It would have been if 0, but that's okay. I want to turn off that second layer for the moment. Oops. Undefined. Oh. See, that's a problem. So, let's see. We did in if and def. So we want an else. But this isn't going to be right either, because it's going to put black for the so yeah. So this is also pointing out some problems we have in the shader, that it's not adhering to this this if def here later, where it's mixing the overlay color. So we need to look for overlay color. Doink to doink, doink to doink, doink, doink. So the overlay, so all this is good. We shouldn't need this, but we should. Oh, so I've got this if true here. Yeah, so we need like this. Pound, oops, pound end if. We don't need this anymore. It did not reload. Uh-oh. That's gonna be a pain in the butt. No, I don't want to. Cancel, no. Why do you give me a little X if I can't click on it? There we go. But I don't know why it didn't refresh when I saved this. Anyway. So now we can turn it on and off. But yeah. So what all parameters do I have to pass through? Some of them are global. Yeah, because this is just the lighting part of it anyway. I need all of this stuff. To be honest, that makes it a little easier. Because main does not take any parameters at all. And so if we're going to have to support parallax. I think I can use an out parameter for that. But actually this is a problem too. No, see, it's all part of the same. This is a problem too because we would have been using the parallax from the brick instead of the Okay, so we want, I think, all of this. Everything up to and including this. And we're going to turn this into a function, which I probably should put in a library, just like this noise stuff. I'm gonna put it after the noise stuff. And I'm gonna give it a lot of space. Okay, so what we want is a vec4 calculate color, and I do not yet know what it's going to need. I don't think it. Oh, we need to know what samplers. I hope I can do this. Outer up. Oh yeah, so see, when we start to get into the 3D textures, it's going to be a problem too. So the more we parameterize this, the better. So we're going to want yeah. Let's don't and say we did. Let's So we want the diffuse map. We want, at minimum, we want the normal map and the parallax. So I'd really like to build that into the normal map, honestly. And then, yeah, why do you have parallax map and parallax? Oh, parallax height is a parameter. Never mind. Parallax map. Ooh, did I spell that wrong? Nope. And specular map. Okay. This is the problem. See, all these pound if-defs aren't, I can't pass those as parameters. There's a lot about shader development that would be a lot easier if I could just make multiple passes, you know. And so this may not work like I want. Well, lack of cut and paste coding is convenient for us, but not always the best approach necessarily. That's a lot of code. Let me put it over here for a second. Yes, so we just can't parameterize all this stuff. Like, so there's always going to be a certain amount of cut and pasted to be efficient. And so I think what I really want to do is create 2 GLSL libs that are identical except for the uniforms they use. And so let me just make sure I didn't break something. Oh, it's not even reloading. Oh, or maybe it is. Oh, yeah, so, I commented that out. Because this should now be this down here. Okay, so now if we change things in here, it should change things in there. For example, if we come down here and put this back, and put this back, it should put our layers back. Except it did not. It is not reloading our... It's rerunning our stuff, but it's not reloading the... I don't want to look at that. I clicked it by mistake. Okay. Remap materials. So we clear the cache. We load the test material. See, something's happening when we reload everything. That's not happening when we just do this. I wonder if we need to do this too. Let's do this. Now let's see if we nope. For some reason, so I mean, I'm only going to spend a second on this because I can always just come over here and reload this, but something about this watch file is not doing everything that's needed to reset the... This is all that's normally needed. Something reset. So clearing the cache is fine. Does it say reloading test material? Yeah, it does. Oh, we're already doing it up here, for one thing. Okay, so that turned it off again because I had already changed it. Now let's see if we can put it back by doing this. Nope. Okay, so when I make changes, I just got to go over here and resave it. It's just a pain. Which, you know, may end up happening anyway. So let's make a... Thing is, like, these GLSL Labs, so the JMonkey Engine feature, they get just cut and pasted right in here. So I'm limited to what I can do. I was trying to see if I could limit the amount of cut and pasting, or at least make it so that they were identical. Alright, let me look at what we did for setting up that, because I think we kind of just hacked in all of the new parameters. So we had like a diffuse map 2. We need a parallel. We need doubles of both these two. Hopefully I don't run out of material parameters. And yeah, see, this is what I really need. Never using these other things. We're going to say that if it's a surface overlay, we're never going to use the inner and outer map on it. That's always for the base material. So the overlay, like if this was wood, you know, we wanted to show the inside of the wood and stuff, if we had something that overlaid that, it wouldn't participate in that. So that'll be okay. And then down here, oh yeah, okay. So I didn't even define them. Okay, where did I put them? Yeah, diffuse map 2, normal map 2. Parallax map. I don't remember whether specular is linear or not. Specular. Specular. Nope. Okay, let me just make sure that's still okay. Still working. All right. What I want to do is can I get away with I don't think JMonkey Engine will let me import one of these twice. Otherwise I could use some really old C tricks as far as the way I define variables and stuff. Anyway, popular. Okay, so let me think. We want let me treat the overlay as its own thing for now. Yeah, we're applying fog too early. So that's another thing. I don't know if it'll show up here, but the fog here will be the normal fog, and we aren't applying fog at all to this. So if I fly away, yeah, apparently we're not showing much fog anyway. But you'll just have to trust me. Fog is applied in one case and not in the other. So I've screwed up that this should have been this should have been before we did the fog. So all this stuff should have been before fog. So we reloaded all the things, but we didn't actually change anything. So let's go over here. Just okay. So visually, it should not have changed anything, but it did change stuff. Trust me. Okay, so the other thing is this is working. I just don't want to break it. Let's take all this. And put it in a function. Rec for calculate overlay. I'm just trying to neaten up the code now. Overlay color, sure. We won't even do this if we're not already in the. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it always bugs me that these are not indented correctly. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, let me unravel all this stuff. Okay, we will pull this back. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Okay, kinda looks okay. Don't use any of the color ramp stuff, so it might just get, yes, that's not even being used. It's not even being compiled in. Okay, we need the diffuse color 2 stuff also. What did I do with it? I'm in the wrong code. Where's main? Did I screw up already? No, there's main. Okay, so we get the new text coordinate. We get the diffuse color. Here we get diffuse color 2, and I'm already paying attention to carve scale, which I should be. Am I cutting and pasting, or did I actually slice that out? I am cutting and pasting. Okay. Texture depth. Where does texture depth come from? It's a varying. Okay. Okay, diffuse color 2. We actually don't care about the shell here. And new text chord. We need that in here too. So this is what I'm saying. It's basically duplicating the whole regular normal. So define parallax map 2. Right? Is that what I called it? Oh. Nope. I forgot to rename them. Okay. Surprised that JMonkey Engine let me get away with that. But alright. So parallax map 2. Normal map 2. And not defined vertex lighting. Sure. If that, do that. So this should be normal map 2, parallax map 2, normal map 2, parallax map 2. And we'll just assume parallax height is the same for both of them. We're not really doing much parallax anyway. And so now we have our text chord. Cool. And all that stuff was still already using 2. All this stuff is good. Already using shininess. So we could have parameterized shininess as well, which we probably will at some point. And we're same material colors. We didn't separate material colors. Specular color. We now have our own specular color. Which should be 2. Ooh, where's specular color defined though? It's not. Okay, where was specular map? Is after normal map. We didn't get normal map either. So after okay, there's more stuff I have to copy from down here. Carve scale, alpha map. Not going to use alpha map for now. Normal map, if normal map 2. Okay. So that comes after carve scale. Okay. And now some normal maps. And now we can do specular map. After the normal map. Specular map 2. If specular map 2, then get the thing from specular map 2. Okay. Now we're back to cooking with gas. Sunlight 2. Yes. Viewdir is. Oh. I think I'm going to need all that stuff. Because these are all parameters here. Spotlight, fall off, shininess. Sunlight 2, model light A. Model light is another one that we grab. Oh, cool. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, alpha. Ooh. This is going to have its own alpha. Okay, no glass specular for the overlay. What glass specular does is one of the problems with transparency. Normally, like say you have a glass block, right? And it's supposed to be shiny. Normally, transparency means it's transparent, but what the glass specular means is that even if it's transparent, if there's a bright specular color there, we should still render, the light. So, but for overlays, it doesn't really make sense. Where did local contrib come from? Okay, I think that's one we could actually pass in. Like, where's local contrib? Yes, see, we get local contrib. So we will pass that in. I think that this view dir, since we could probably also do and light dir, since we're normalizing them, we don't want to normalize them again. So let me take this as a parameter and view dir as a parameter. Okay, so then I can get rid of these. And we passed in local contrib. Okay, local contrib is the lighting level based on what is it based on? It's like how bright the local lighting should be in relation to the sun or something to that effect. Yeah, it's based on local light. So local contrib, where does it come from? It's this. Oh, it's yeah. So it's a. It's trying to make it so that bright lights don't add on to pure sunlight. Like, no matter how bright your Magnum flashlight is or whatever, and if you're shining it on a sunny day, it's not going to shine on sunny things. And so if the sun basically how much brightness the sun is contributing to the current color is a certain brightness, then we just will lower the local contrib. So you might see like it's a little brighter, but it's not going to be super bright. That's what that is. And so we only have to calculate it once. Alright, so all of that looks okay. Don't need test mode here. I'm not going to do anything with emissive for now. And so we return overlay color. And let's see how badly I broke my shader. See if it compiles. Nope. Whee! All right. Screwed up a bunch of things apparently. Spot fall off. Yep. Okay, so where did we define that? So that needs to be defined before we do all that. I think we can already consider that it's going to be All right. So we don't have to do that. We are already going to be always greater than that. Wait, why is it returning? Anyway, we're not going to use Spotlight anyway. So let's just leave that. Alpha, yep. Who's setting alpha? Oh, I probably just removed it. Specular sum 2. Oh. There is no specular sum 2. I screwed up. Okay, let's see what we're breaking. Let's see what's broken now. Hey, specular color. Because it should be specular color too. There it goes. One we forgot. Okay, so it's not actually using this function, but we should compile now at least. Yay, compiled. I wonder if I used the leather normal map, if that would look any better. Source main resources, textures, leather. Oh, What bumps can I use? That would be slightly better for stucco. Maybe nothing. Maybe I'm using the best thing already. Oh, and it's really the normals anyway. Yeah. Clay normals, granite normals would probably be better. So let's use granite normals. Let's see what that looks like. I'm just tired of looking at the sand. Just going where my heart takes me. Okay, that's pretty ugly too, but I'm okay. We're gonna go with it for now. We could just leave normal maps out too. What happens if we do that? Woo! Well, we found a bug. Undefined variable v normal. Okay, yeah, because we only define it if we We should already have a V normal. Right, I was getting rid of the normal map too. So let me make sure I didn't screw something up in the mappings here. Normal map 2. We should have still had... Oh. No, normal map 2. I'm going to do this though, because... it doesn't make any sense. Oh, if we have a normal map defined, we won't have a V normal. Oh. So what we want is something like this. Well, no. Let's say if, oops, pound, if ndef, or if def not defined normal map and not defined, or not defined, wait. Wait. If either of them are not defined, I don't think we need the parentheses. Then we will define this. And so then we can get rid of this. We're going to have to put this over here. We don't do vertex lighting, so it doesn't matter. And then where V normal is calculated, it seems to always be calculated. Oh, that's WV normal. So V normal, if defined normal map or defined normal map 2, alright. Let's see. There's a whole big mess there that I gotta straighten out. I really kind of need to rebuild these shaders from the ground up. Okay, so... Oopsie. Maybe it really does need the... Oh, it's gotta be pound if. I'm an idiot. And on this one too. Oh, and can't do it twice. That was gonna get us too. Shaders are so cool and so frustrating. Work. Yay. Okay, so now we've got, that looks better actually with no normal map at all. I don't know why it's so dark. So that's probably a problem. Anyway, I'm probably never gonna do this without normal maps. It's just that's so obnoxious. Let's create. Okay, we're just gonna create a stucco, a less intense. Oh yeah, that's my basically less intense sand. How do I want to do that? Let's go new 256, 256. Stucco. Alrighty. And what we will do, let's filter, let's do a new layer. Let's try, yeah. I think it tiles, so let's change our canvas size to 512 by 512. We can check, duplicate layer. Seems to tile. Duplicate layer. Duplicate layer. Swoop. And duplicate layer. Whoa. I dragged a little too far. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're right in. And the reason I do this is so that the normal maps and everything will look okay. Okay, so we'll duplicate this layer. We will create a filter. We will say normal map. Ooh, pretty. Okay. Yeah, sure, 100%. Why not? And yes. Okay, so canvas size 256. 256. Okie doke. File. Yep, save as textures, and this is why I didn't want to save anything else to different locations, because the browser would then know that I did something weird. Okay, so stucco normals. Save. Save. And oops, we want to turn off that layer. I'll export as PNG. I think I can probably just ignore the bumps. But while I'm here, I'll generate them anyway. We won't use a color. Okay, so to get that, I'm going to need to start it over again, and then we want to change claybrick normals. Yeah, claybrick normals fine. So we want to say stucco normals here. Oh, while I'm here, I want to see claybrick bumps. What the make sure that the parallax isn't messing with us. I could always just not use it, but when you layer things, they can slide past each other in a weird way. Okay, see, that's not bad. I mean, it needs to be a little less intense, maybe, because it obviously shows repetition too much. Yeah, so probably flatter normal map, but that's all right. Looks better than what we were using. Okay. And now that we've got parallax, let's see how that's sliding along. What I'm looking at is these edges to see if the parallax will cause it to kind of slide underneath the... Nope. Seems to be doing okay. I actually think it's backwards, but... Not really sure it's doing anything for us, but it's not stretching in the way that I would like either, so... Alright, problem I'll deal with another time. But yeah, so we got bumpy stucco now. Too bumpy. But we can see it. Okay, so back to our original journey already in progress. We want to replace our regular calculation here. So I'm just going to say pound if def, oops, diffuse map to vec4 overlay color equals. We're going to pass that in, going to pass that in, and we're going to pass that in. I always have to have a layer 1, and that'll calculate all that stuff. And then we can take this and do this. And then we can say Kilroy, which won't even compile this stuff. Kilrot, that's perfect. And doink, boink. Okay, it didn't blow up. But let's see if it's actually using our code, eh? That's always the fun part. So we ought to be able to say overlay color.r equals 1. And then if we cause this to recompile, should make it all bright red. Yep, okay, it is using our code. That is what we wanted to know. Which means down here, I can get rid of Kilrot safely. Okay. All good. In fact, we don't need to calculate any of this stuff unless we're mixing. So we can put all of this inside the pound if. That should still work. And so then anytime I wanted to add a layer, I can do this bit. Things get considerably more complicated if I want to do this edge stuff that I was looking at last time, where I have like potentially a hard edge that catches the light. But we're getting closer. See, what I wanted was to have a sort of... I've cut and pasted this as from the regular M-block lighting, but I wanted this to be as modular as possible. So now we've just got this one little block. We do have some sort of funky stuff going on with... just trying to limit what I have to cut and paste into the real version. But anyway, that is... I could check that in almost and just use it. I think if we... Let's make sure that if I don't specify any of this, that it will still work. Like, should just go back to just bumps. Oh, nope. So something's broken. Is it the frag? It is the frag. So we only define it if we have one. Perfect. This is inside that function, so oh, no, it's not. Oh, we left the, left this stuff in. Let's just search for all the 2's. It's going to find a bunch of stuff, but it will find all of the things I'm looking for as well. This editor will actually let you search regex, but I can't be bothered. Okay, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, you're good. That's a valid 2. Okay, you're all bad 2's. Are you a bad 2 too? Okay, another case we need to. Oh, text chord 2. Ain't got no quarrel. Oh, we use that for something else. That's text chord 2. Yeah, sure. All right. And specular sum 2. Where are you coming from? Oh, okay. Yeah, so something else. That's reflection, okay. Oh. That is why we had a specular sum 2. Interesting. Okay. So I may have trouble in my future if I ever want to make that outer layer shiny. Okay, so that's the part we do want. Okay. Let's try again. We're getting close to the end here. It would be nice if I got it to something that I could actually check in. Oh, yeah, because we want to be able to, oh, come on, man. Why you got to be like that? At least we know what it's called, and I can just search for that now. Doink. Okay, so you're there. You're inside the function. So who's calling you? Okay. It's got to be where? 6:30. But you should not even be calling this. Oh, okay. So this whole function needs to be put in if we don't have, if defined, actually pound if def, we'll just do diffuse map 2. This is even trying to compile this function, it would have a problem. Yay! Okay, so now we can turn it on and off. And so I should be able to turn it back on by just doop, 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 doop. Node knows I'm weak. Cool. Alright. Okay. Let's see what I can get done in 10 minutes as far as getting this into the real engine. Or as a real material. So first, let me fix that texture. Photo P, come help me. So let's redo the normal map. Normally I put like what the parameters I used were, but since they were defaults, we should be okay. Filter 3D normal map, and so you see how it's like all bumpy, like it's got grain in it. One way we can get rid of that is to blur a little bit. The other thing we can do is cut the scale down. Whoa. Let's cut the scale down to 50%. And that might do it. Let's take the blur up to 0.7, 50%. Okay, so then we call this normal map 0.7, 50%. Okay. And so this was normal map defaults. Norm map defaults. But we shall save, export PNG, Stucco normals. Save and overwrite, yes please. Get you out. Oops, wrong window. Which one? This one? Yes. Yeah, to get the PNG files with those textures all bundled up again, I have to run again. I can't hot reload that the way I'm doing it, unless I wanted to copy files around every time. It's just easier to do this. Okay. That may have been too much. Well, for one thing, I don't think I want to use that texture as the stucco texture either, but let's go with it for now. Let's see what I have to copy over to the real texture. Okay. So what we did here, and I really should have grouped these all together. Oh yes, specular map 2. Okay. Okay, so let's put these down here. Actually, I'm gonna rearrange this and I'm gonna run things again just to be sure. Okay, so I think I left everything else down here, and so I can say stuff for overlays, and put you down here as well. Should be everything. So let's close all these. I don't remember why I had them open anyway. So then we should be able to go into the real versions. I don't think we have any over here. That's wrong. That's wrong. Source, main, resources, metafs. Yeah, so this is all in the base MOS libraries, which means I'm going to do this, and I'm going to go find the original recipe. In here. To go source, main, resources. So this will be a feature that's available in the regular stuff that's built into the open source layer. So that'll be kind of nice for you guys. Okay, so we don't have anything there to change. 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 There we go. Ooh, where did the bias come from? I guess we're going to find out. This is like my visual diffing style, is to do this back and forth with the... There we go. Okay, so that's that one. We'll do the vertex file next, which means we have to do this. So now we can just replace this with this. Come up here and do this. This will have a little bit more to fix. Oh, yes, we need the VPOS. Which technically we only need if we're doing para overlays. But let's see. I'll try to remember to fix that before I commit. Okay, so that's that. Okay, I commented out V normal. Everything else is the same except for this block down here, so we'll just replace all of that from here to here. No, I screwed something up. Oh, I'm replacing the wrong thing. This. I'm supposed to replace this block, take this, and copy it over to here. This. There we go. Now they should be about the same. Other than color changes. If def normal lookup. Okay, so then this. Alrighty. I don't know if YouTube is showing you what I'm doing, but I'm basically switching back and forth between these files so that I can visually see what changed. I like to have the ability to read everything rather than have it chopped into a window, you know, side by side. Not a whole lot of changes in this file. There's one. All right. I think that's it over here. Yes, that was an easy one. Relatively speaking, this one will be the trickier one. And we didn't actually parameterize any of the fractal stuff, but we're getting close to the end, and I thought it'd be cool to see it, at least in Blocked. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, down here too. Okay, so this will be the trickier one. Come up here. Alright. Twink, twink. Open. Open says me. Alright. Twink. Okay, so we've got... That's where the bias comes from. So we're using it for something. Let me see what we're using it for. Oh, we were using it... Oh, we were playing around with the, that's right. We were playing around with the screen door stuff. Oops. So we will just take that out. The bias stuff will just... Okay, it's not in here anyway. Okay, cool. And we will take it out of here as well. That was, at best, half-baked. Okay. So, yeah, we don't have this anymore. We do have this. and I did not gate it, so it's just always set. Alright, that's all good. Yeah, if it helps you guys, I could actually set the file type for this to be... Where's GLSL? I bet I just set it to C. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a diffuse map 2 here. And it goes right after diffuse map. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we want this. We want everything from here to here. From normal map to alpha map, just before alpha map. Normal map to just before alpha map. Okay. Those should be the same. And here we're about to be different. Oh yeah. So we've got all this stuff. All the way down to main. Okay, so let's go back to the top. So we're in the right page. Hopefully this won't be too bad. Okay, here we've got a extra line feed, which I'm just going to take out. Okay. Alright, so page down. All of this should be the same if we did our job right. Yeah. We don't care about all the hacked out stuff. I'm trying to avoid switching pages so that okay. Oh, I had already been goofing around with screen door transparency apparently. Before that live stream. Wonder what material I was testing it on. Okay, so all this should be the same. Unless I messed something up. Okay, yep, so we're going to get rid of this. Because we didn't keep that. Oh, I keep hitting Control S. It's a habit. I'm not saving a temporary buffer though. Okay, so that's all good. That's all good. That's all good. And this is the part we add. Everything right before GL frag color alpha. But there's something else. So we've got what's that alpha stuff? I don't know if I trust that. We didn't do anything with this, so that's fine. But why did I move the alpha calculation up there? Or did that get brought up with oh, it's just a duplicate. No, it got brought up. Yeah, okay, so it just got brought up with the other, okay. So it'll be missing down here, but that's okay, yeah. Alright, so we should be good to go. We can try and make a material that uses that. Okay, first of all, we're going to need to come over here to the moss libraries. Gradle install that turkey. And then we'll real quickly see if it'll run without adding any new materials. Yeah, come on. Gradle had to load its demons. Okay. Gradle. So let's just see if we can even run blockhead or if the material fails to compile. Material did not fail. Okay, sure, set to the bad cube anyway. Material did not fail to compile, so we're good there. So let's go over to materials. Where? It's down here. Too many files open. Okay, so if we shake, that's a word. If we take the clay brick and we change this to clay brick stucco. Replace. And so then that's all good, but then we want to add diffuse map 2, normal map 2, and this one was stucco. Oh, not diffuse map 2. We don't want that for now. We don't have a color. Oh, we were using sand. Sand.jpg. And normal map 2 is stucco normals. Oh yeah. Paste it over here. Yeah, I made some temporary awning stuff to make the tents for the where is it? Not here. For this, you can see like the tents, and anyway. So someday that'll be a real block. I don't like it yet, but it was enough to get my thing done. So that's what this is, awning stuff. Okay, so Gradle run shaper. Let's make another block type. Whoopsie. Malform JSON line 2640. Hey, Stoneface. Welcome to nearly the end of the live stream. There we go. Forgot a comma. Let's try again. Making a new block type. Oh, nice. Welcome to the game. Okay. Asset not found. Did I change the name? Clay bricks, stucco. Or is it just clay bricks? Main resources, textures, clay. Or let's just look. Clay. Clay brick bumps. Oh yeah, there is no stucco. What am I doing? Oh, because it son of a bitch. Because when I renamed it, it renamed all of these too. I'm an idiot. Yeah, it's better. That's better. Okay. What did you work on today? What I worked on today was day job. In the live stream, we're making a new material. So I'm going to make a new block type from that material that we just created. So let me take down here and find the clay brick. And then from this, which is not the real texture, but it's a stand-in for now. And then from this, we will reskin. And we call this clay brick stucco, which eventually there'll be different. Anyway, I don't want to get too far into that, but this is not how it'll be eventually. Create reskin. There we go. We got our little brick peeking through the stucco block. Okay, so save blocks, compile materials, and let us see what that looks like in the game. What was the last world I was using? What is it, the desert world? That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Right in the middle of the desert. Continue last world. Doesn't really matter, but I can't remember which last screenshots I was taking, but I was taking a bunch of biome screenshots for the world page on the new website. And if you are new to the stream, just note that this, for whatever reason, this chat lags, so you guys won't necessarily see my response right after you type. It's not my fault, I just don't see them right away. You can type something, you can see how quickly it shows up. But you guys are seeing things at like a 30-second lag or something. 20 seconds maybe. Okay. I think we are in snow. Yeah, okay. So that's not really the best. Yeah, I loaded in a frozen tundra. I don't know that I want to build. Oh yeah, I've still got transparency set on the ice too. Man, when it looks good, it looks good. Oh boy. All right, so yeah, this is not going to be the best place to show off. Let me leave the world and we'll go to a different one. So single player, what is it? It is Thrash. So are any of you guys working on creative projects these days? I've been trying to make a personal website. I go out and do open mics and stuff, and sometimes people ask me for links to my original songs and stuff, so I've been trying to, in addition to creating a new Mythruna website, create a personal website that I can put on our QR code and stuff. And on Thursday, I'm going to go see Cyndi Lauper in concert. Okay. Well, we should have our... Let's equip the build wand. Come on, portal blindness, go away. We can at least make it daylight outside. I don't know why it's loading so slow. Portal blindness seems to be stuck. Wonder if that's because I came back into a world. I'm gonna add that to the bug tracker. Oops, tasks. Let's see, bug. Left a world, went to another. Portal blindness never went away. I have no idea why that happens. Alright. Tracking the bug. Okay, so we're gonna just exit out and start over again. Something didn't get terminated correctly. Try again. When in doubt, try again. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Alright, continue last world. The desert world of 1027. Yeah, you can tell this is one of my test worlds from before the moon gates were working, because this one's perpetually on and doesn't turn itself off at night. And I don't actually know if it works. Okay, come on. Got 5 people watching according to YouTube. Let's see some brick houses. Okay, I'm experiencing portal blindness. Let's make it daytime. Oops. Sunrise. Boink. Boink. Yeah, that's a nice time of day for the desert. Just before it... Yeah, see the portal's still activated. Alright, let's make a house. With the new stuff. Clay, brick, stucco. Shape. Okay. So... let me make walls. Wall. Yay, check it out. Yeah, that that transition area is too bright. It's not being affected by the lighting. So that's something I will have to fix for sure. I think we can get away with oh, we're gonna do it like this. Gonna make a little house. Yeah, a little wider, maybe. Boink, I'm gonna fall down here. Okay, that's where the door will be. And another window over here. You've got to make sure your desert dwellings have a lot of ventilation, right? Cross ventilation. Okay, so let's make some posts. I think posts, yeah. Boink. So I just wanted to see the tiling work. Oh, that's a nice big spot where the stucco has come loose. We covered that one up. Boink, boink. And boink, boink. And actually this is going to be taller still. But, oh, you got a nice big spot inside. Okay. It's going to get covered up anyway. In a second. Oh yeah, boink. I forgot to build these things. Alrighty. Now we gotta put a kind of a ceiling in. I think for that I'm going to use the regular brick. and a slab down. Doink, 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 doink. I'm going to play with these textures a lot over the next week or two, because I really don't like this brick. But there's a oh, so we could actually make a floor the same. So we'll assume that they didn't want sand floors. So is there a butterfly outside? Yeah, because there's the flowers nearby. It's also possible that in the desert environment, they wouldn't necessarily want all the sun coming in. And so, am I not allowed to make beams up? Oh, I can't. Yeah, you can't make the beams up. Okay, cool. So we will do that in wood. No, beam down is what I want. Yeah. So the idea being that you could, oops, I did it wrong. You could have like some high windows, right? Right, you don't want necessarily all that sunlight coming in. So we got, yeah, so these, yeah, the fact that this, the border isn't being affected by light is a real problem. Like I wonder if it's even white when it's nighttime. Let's roll time back a little bit. Yeah, so see, yeah, it's just white regardless of light. That's the problem. So I have to fix that. I think it needs to be just a, maybe just a darker version of whatever color was here. Man, I tell you what, the deserts are going to be brutal when the game is finished, but they look really pretty at sunrise and sunset. I just love it, the landscape. So yeah. So yeah, this is a little house. Let me turn the lights up so that it doesn't look as stupid. So you got your little desert dwelling. I can make little whole towns of these guys, maybe. Multi-level, perhaps. So you could have a, oops. Oh, I forgot to fill in the corner here. So yeah, you could have a separate, oh, that's interesting. So the geometry gets weird here. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun playing with this. Oops. Oh, wrong. There we go. And so we can have like a second story here. And instead of this, yeah, so why not? We could have a actual, oh, interesting. Yeah, so then for here, we'd want to use a cube. We don't have a slab up, so cube. Just playing with designs. I just find this sort of thing fun. Yeah, because we could have like it dug down a little bit too. Anyway. So yeah, it's fun to play with. And like we go. Yeah, sorry, I get in my own little zone here. Anyway, we should probably end the stream soon, eh? We're only 4 of you left. But anyway, it's looking kind of cool. So I can make some desert dwellings and ruins and stuff, and I think it'll look pretty cool. Little stairs running up the sides. Yeah, I may actually expand the types of bricks we have. Although, let's see. We've got these. Yeah, the way I built this, I can't actually put steps up the side, but and I really like that look there, but yeah, so let's make a cube. Sorry, I'm having fun with the new block type. Hopefully you guys will too. Yeah, this is not really going to work out for stairs because I don't have the pieces I need. Anyway, figure something out. Anyway, it's kind of cool. I have to think about the geometry of these buildings and think of what I want. Probably I need to invert the way I've done the walls, basically. Instead of building them like this, build them like this. And then at the corners, just have a solid block. But anyway, thanks for joining. If you guys are working on something creative, I hope you have a very productive week. And I hope if you haven't joined the Discord yet, join the Discord. That's where cool conversations happen sometimes. And that's where I post latest screenshots of things I'm working on as I work on them. Hopefully the website will be done soon, though I have a bunch of house chores to do this weekend. But yeah, this is coming along. I'll fix the textures a little bit. And I don't know what we're going to do next time. We'll have to see. And on that note, let me go ahead and set the stream close down stuff here. Let's see. We want go to the thanks. No, we want to go to the thanks. That's right. All right. Thanks for joining, guys. I hope you have a productive week. I hope you join me next time. I hope you join the Discord. I hope you download the game and give it a try. And I will see you next time. Thanks again. Like, comment, subscribe.